Brennan Robinson. Tomorrow, the 489th Civil Affairs Battalion leaves from Knoxville for a very long mission in Eastern Europe. These are reservist, part-time soldiers. As Kimberly O'Neill introduces us to one young father who now focuses on being a full-time soldier.
Kimberly O'Neill, 6 Eyewitness News.
With Bosnian refugees coming home, the 489th Battalion will help settle property disputes and coordinate Bosnia's national elections. A special tribute today for an Alcoa High School senior who died too young. 17-year-old Desiree Wells was killed in a head-on collision in April, not long before she would have graduated with honors. Friends and family gathered today at Maryville College to celebrate her life. The memorial was scheduled for May, but was delayed so that her mother, who was in the car with Desiree, could recover.
I never realized how many people love me and love Desiree, but that's just how the community is, and the people that we knew, that's how they are, so I shouldn't be really surprised.
We will hear more from the people who love Desiree tonight on 11 at 11. A drowned fisherman is the first death recorded this year at Big South Fork Recreation Area. Park rangers found the body of 52-year-old Larry Myers of Robbins Thursday. Authorities believe he slipped and hit his head on rocks before landing in the water. He had been fishing in Clear Fork River. A Sevier County Sheriff's Department dog is recovering from a stab wound to the head. Kaiser the dog, a German Shepherd, was helping on a domestic violence call last night at an Allensville area home in Sevier County. 41-year-old Albert Breeden in the front yard, allegedly threatening officers with a butcher knife, got into a scuffle with them and stabbed the dog in the head. Breeden is in jail, charged with attempted first-degree murder, resisting arrest, and assault. As for Kaiser, he has been stitched up and released from a veterinary hospital. Well, tonight, a 6 on Your Side alert concerning the recall of 4 children's toys. Child Guidance is recalling 1 million Wiggle Waggle Caterpillar pull toys after a 5-month-old choked to death on a part. Other toys being recalled are the Hop Skip Jumper baby jumper seat, produced by Fisher-Price. Also from them, the Big Action Construction toy set, and the Stand Up and Play table made by Shellcore Incorporated. For more information on these recalls, go to the website of the Consumer Product Safety Commission at www.cpsc.gov. Well, 15 news organizations want to take part in a lawsuit against the state legislature. The group, including the Knoxville News Sentinel, alleges lawmakers violated sunshine laws by holding part of the tumultuous budget discussions in private. They've asked the judge to let them argue the case in court in support of a lawsuit filed in June. If the judge refuses, the group could file written arguments. Well, this afternoon, local families got to witness works of art taking shape before their eyes. Artists with the mobile glass blowing studio demonstrated their craft. The event, part of the Knoxville Museum of Art's Free Family Day, made up of the glass blowing and the Dale Chihuly glass exhibit.
All of today's activities are around glass and glass making, and of course we're not actually, the kids aren't working with glass, but we're working with a lot of glass-like objects like plexiglass.
The Knoxville Museum of Art hosts a Free Family Day 4 times a year. And once a year, country music star Louise Mandrell puts on a 5K road race for the Boy Scouts. It began and ended this morning in front of her theater in Pigeon Forge. 400 runners took part in this, the 3rd running of the event. Mandrell became a Boy Scout supporter when it was fighting to keep God in the pledge that Boy Scouts have to say. Michelle LaFleur of Savannah, Georgia, picked up the $750 first place prize in today's race, and she says her biggest thrill was getting to meet Louise Mandrell. And another big thrill for her was our low humidity. She's from Savannah, very hot down there. She complimented us on the weather.
I would imagine, you know, for this time of the year, we are really being spoiled. And let's hope it continues, because temperatures are not bad. Humidity is not bad. Check out the readings. Now, here we are in the late days of July, and in Jellicoe, Ron Hartman, only 77 degrees, 79 from Frida Rogers in Wartburg and Tony Zacca in Fountain City, 81 from Celia Collins in Rutledge, as well as 81 in Crossville. Now, it is a little warmer in Tellico Plains, 85 from Don Shoemaker, 87 from Bev Havner in Sevierville, but these temperatures are very, very pleasant. Temperatures tonight about normal, probably dropping into the mid-60s. Look at Lexington down to 58 degrees. Now, we will see some clouds increasing tonight. There could be a few minor changes coming up in our forecast. We will talk about those changes in just a few minutes. But Brennan, I tell you, even our 6-day forecast for late July, we're in pretty good shape, and we'll talk about that.
You're continuing to spoil us.
That's right.
Thank you, Bob. Well, still ahead on 6 Eyewitness News, how the world's richest nations plan on closing the so-called digital divide. Plus, the Twister touchdown that's toppled trees and tossed heavy equipment around like toys.
6 Eyewitness News continues with Brennan Robinson.
Well, the leaders of the world's 7 largest industrial nations, plus Russia, are meeting in Okinawa, Japan. Typically, these G8 summits are dominated by economic issues. But as Marina Kamamura reports, the equation has somewhat changed this year. Marina Kamamura reporting, setting the example, Japan today announced a $15 billion aid package to help third world nations with new technology. It also pledged $3 billion to fight infectious diseases such as AIDS and malaria. Well, here in Knoxville, a conflict of a very different sort. A rivalry between 2 professional wrestling operations has apparently turned violent. Employees of Terry Landell's Tennessee Mountain Wrestling have sworn out arrest warrants against Jim Cornette of K-Town SmackDown. Fuller says Cornette erupted because Landell is staging free wrestling events every Friday just 2 blocks from the SmackDown.
He just pulled up and, and went crazy. He can't accept that what we're having right here in Knoxville, Tennessee, free shows.
Well, tonight at 11, we'll tell you exactly what Cornette is alleged to have done. Well, the Tennessee Titans open up preseason camp today. Scott Bentley takes us to Nashville later in sports, and he has one story of a former Vol who's fulfilling a dream of sorts. And 2 spots hit by thunderstorms, leaving thousands of customers without power.
I'm meteorologist Bob Becker. Now, how cool are below normal temperatures in July? Well, check out your 6-day forecast. Stay tuned. To the mid and upper 80s, but that's actually about normal for this time of the year. So if there is such thing as a July cold snap, I guess we're sort of enjoying it now.
Well, I mowed the grass today, so bring on the rain.
Bring on the rain, make it grow back.
Thank you, Bob. Well, elsewhere, the weather is not so nice. Denver television station KMGH caught the makings of a large and ominous tornado in northeastern Colorado last night. No initial reports of injuries or damage, but the 911 lines were very busy in the area. The tornado was seen moving across farmland in 2 Colorado counties. Also, a powerful thunderstorm ripped through Oklahoma City today, leaving more than 100,000 people without power. This was the second heavy thunderstorm in 2 days that damaged buildings and brought down power lines. No injuries reported. Authorities are trying to restore order to the area. The storm traveling through Texas and also across Kansas. Well, here in East Tennessee, another one of our products heading to the Olympics.
Yeah, this is amazing. Every 4 years, I guess it is, in the Olympics, so many athletes who come through here and actually go compete for medals down there. We do have another one to tell you about. Knoxville's Chris Woodruff tries to help the U.S. pull itself out of a huge hole at the Davis Cup. And it is football time. The Titans open up preseason camp in Nashville. We're back to take you there in a minute. Also, Garrett Willis of Knoxville, second place at the WichitaBuy.com Tour, 1 shot back at first place. The Colts scrimmage the Browns today. We'll have highlights of that and hear from Peyton Manning coming up tonight at 11 o'clock.
All right, looking forward to it. Well, still ahead, a little history behind a world-famous candy. Stick around. Back in a moment. Well, a 2-day convention attracting nearly 1,500 people is underway in Ohio, all in the name of Pez. The Pez-A-Mania convention and held in the Cleveland suburb of Independence, Ohio. Folks from more than 30 states are there to buy, sell, and dispense their Pez dispensers. And the word Pez, if you didn't know this, is short for the German word for peppermint. Pez introduced in Austria in the 1920s as an alternative to smoking. How about that? That's how I quit.
I was going to ask you what the Pez was.
Now you know.
Now I know. Learn something.
And still liking this weather. A little rain coming maybe?
By tomorrow, maybe a few scattered showers, but if you have plans to be out this evening, shopping, a barbecue this evening, no problems. 84 right now, about 76 by midnight, and only low to mid-80s the next couple days. Pretty good.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for counting on 6 Eyewitness News. Back here at 11, World News Tonight is up next.